Nostradamus is known by the things in which he prophesies that come to pass, the things that are in the future.
Since the unusual accident of Princess Diana, every move of King Charles has always been in the public eye. As soon as the Queen passed away and Charles ascended to the throne, many eyes were on him and the future of becoming King of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth realm. The interest in Nostradamus's predictions regarding King Charles III has been rising again following his cancer diagnosis. People wonder whether Nostradamus could have foreseen Charles's fate centuries ago, and what royal dramas might unfold in 2024 is only increasing. Join us as we reveal the things that this famous French prophet disclosed centuries ago. What gonna happen to King Charles this year? On February 6, 1952, when he was just 3 years old, the then Prince Charles inherited the heir-apparent title on the accession of Queen Elizabeth II and would go on to be first in line to the throne for 7 decades. It made him the longest-serving British heir-apparent, breaking Edward VII's 59-year record. Following the Queen's death on September 8, 2022, he inherited the throne and was crowned king at his coronation on May 6, 2023, at Westminster Abbey, alongside Camilla, Queen Consort. In February 2024, it was announced that King Charles has been diagnosed with an unspecified type of cancer and has started treatment. Despite the Prime Minister telling that the cancer was caught early, there has been much speculation surrounding the King's health status and what this may potentially mean for the line of succession to the British throne. His eldest son, William, is now his heir. The line of succession after him is as follows: Prince George, Princess Charlotte, Prince Louis, Prince Harry, Prince Archie, Princess Lilibet, Prince Andrew, and Princess Beatrice. In 2013, Queen Elizabeth II gave royal assent to the Succession to the Crown Act, meaning that both sons and daughters of any future UK monarch would have an equal right to the throne. The late monarch was only able to ascend the throne herself because her father had 2 daughters and no sons. But it seems like something isn't going to happen according to common sense. Nostradamus, who correctly predicted the death of Queen Elizabeth II, the bombing of Hiroshima, and the rise of Napoleon, foretold difficult times for the monarchy in 2024. Now, Nostradamus's predictions resurface amid King Charles's health concerns. Recent speculation has surfaced regarding predictions made by 16th-century astrologer Nostradamus, suggesting a tumultuous future for Britain's King Charles in 2024 after his cancer diagnosis, which was discovered when he was undergoing treatment for an enlarged prostate. Royal observers speculated that King Charles might step down, either voluntarily or due to pressure related to his health. The revelation of King Charles's cancer diagnosis has left many questions unanswered, with Buckingham Palace withholding details regarding the cancer type and stage. This lack of transparency has fueled both concern and speculation about the monarch's health and the potential implications for the British monarchy. In his renowned work, Les Prophéties, Nostradamus seemingly forecasted the monarch's downfall, including potential abdication or forced removal. Nostradamus predicted the potential abdication of a king and the rise of an unexpected successor, which now seems to echo the current situation involving King Charles and Prince Harry. The ancient prophet said the King of the Isles would be driven out by force and would be replaced by one who will have no mark of a king. Before that, he accurately predicted Queen Elizabeth II's passing at around the age of 96, a prophecy that aligned with Buckingham Palace's announcement of King Charles III's diagnosis following his mother's demise in 2022. The revelation of King Charles's cancer diagnosis has left many questions unanswered, with Buckingham Palace withholding details regarding the cancer type and stage. This lack of transparency has fueled both concern and speculation about the monarch's health and the potential implications for the British monarchy. The Buckingham Palace statement read, During the king's recent hospital procedure for benign prostate enlargement, a separate issue of concern was noted. Subsequent diagnostic tests have identified a form of cancer. His Majesty has today commenced a schedule of regular treatments, during which time he has been advised by doctors to postpone public-facing duties. Throughout this period, His Majesty will continue to undertake state business and official paperwork as usual. Nostradamus continues to shock the world by predicting that King Charles's successor will not be his eldest son William, but very likely Harry. He is not a famous king. British citizens examining King Charles's decades of controversy could offer some clues to how he might behave as sovereign. The newly minted Prince and Princess of Wales and their 3 children are adored in England. In fact, a 2019 survey revealed that nearly half of the British public wanted Charles to step aside and give the throne to his oldest son when Queen Elizabeth II passed away. Prince William and Kate Middleton have now been married for more than a decade. The media calls them a fairy tale, with their picture-perfect family and their distinct lack of scandals. The revelations of infidelity in his marriage to Princess Diana left him, and now Queen Consort, deeply unpopular. While he has managed to regain some positive sentiment in the British public, he remains less esteemed than many other members of the royal family. Indeed, one poll showed that nearly half of Britons think Charles should let his son Prince William be the next king. Prince Charles has a history of not being loyal to important people in his life, or even to himself. He betrayed the love he had for Camilla to marry Diana. He then betrayed Diana to carry on an affair with Camilla. Plus, he went against the royal family's wishes for him concerning the divorce he eventually chose. While it was ultimately the right decision for him, it left people with lingering bad feelings about him. Also, loyalty is important for a monarch, so these concerns are understandable on a larger level. The first major brush with disapproving public opinion came amid his marriage to Princess Diana, the 25th anniversary of whose death the world recently marked. An HBO documentary. The princess shows archival footage of the duo touring Australia that suggests he was jealous at how much more popular she was. The dam broke when she called him out for having an affair with Camilla Parker Bowles, Charles's now wife, whom he met in the early 1970s. "There were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded," Diana said in her famous 1995 BBC interview. Princess Diana once said that she wanted to be the queen of people's hearts, and that very much proved to be the case. It's also a big reason many people didn't like her ex for so long, and truth be told, they still haven't forgiven him for the bad things he did to Diana during their ill-fated marriage. Charles publicly admitted that he started having an affair with Camilla Parker Bowles in 1986, while he was still married to Princess Diana. He also treated Princess Diana poorly on a number of occasions. The public, who is still protective of Diana, has been at least partially unwilling to move past Charles's past offenses. Tom Bauer, author of Rebel Prince, describes Charles as being petulant and uncaring about the times when he causes harm. Some of his private rants and tantrums have been made public, further damaging his reputation. This is what really happened between Prince Charles and Princess Diana. King Charles's reign as king will inevitably be far shorter than Queen Elizabeth's time on the throne. While Charles was 3 years old when he became the heir apparent, he is now 73. Queen Elizabeth became queen when she was 25 years old, and she died at the age of 96. The fact that Charles will have a much shorter reign concerns some people. Why? Change on a grand scale can be scary, while consistency gives people a sense of what to expect. A body language expert analyzes iconic photos of Prince Charles and Princess Diana. King Charles doesn't possess the charm and warmth that Princess Diana had in spades. Although it may be unfair to compare Charles to those who haven't been raised to view protocol and proper behavior as such a priority, he hasn't always seemed eager to relate to ordinary British citizens. Prince William, on the other hand, has reached out to people much as his mother did, and he has a compassionate way about him. That is what many people want to see in a king. Blame the British press or Charles's self-created scandals over the years, but the more salacious and negative details of his life often get top billing. Although King Charles has taken a stand on important environmental issues such as sustainability and climate change, he has fallen pitifully short on animal welfare issues. Whereas Prince Harry chose not to participate in a grouse hunt in 2018, Prince Charles has gone so far as to call fox hunting romantic. Animal rights is a growing topic of concern for British citizens, so he is not going to win supporters by holding fast to those ideas and being vocal about them. Even his well-known stewardship of charity causes has not gone uncriticized. While he has been lauded for his efforts to protect the environment and speak out about climate change, scientists have also raised concerns about other issues Charles has championed. For example, in 2019, after becoming a patron of a group focused on homeopathic medicine, the Good Thinking Society, which promotes evidence-based science, called him anti-science. Perhaps most relevant now that he is king, Charles was also accused of attempting to influence the British government. In 2015, it was revealed that Charles received confidential papers on the inner workings of the British government that even elected ministers had not seen, prompting a senior member of Parliament to call him Britain's best-informed lobbyist. The Guardian received 27 memos, dubbed the Black Spider Memos because of Charles' scrawl, that showed the royal engaged in personal lobbying efforts to senior politicians. At the time, Clarence House said it's typical for heirs to the throne to be briefed on political topics, but critics argued that members of the royal family should stay out of politics. But Charles has actually done a lot of good for the United Kingdom and has tried to make a difference. He has been outspoken for much of his adult life, and he's devoted a good deal of time to the many charities he started. However, Charles was still not a king who received much support. Prince William take over. Prince William predicted to never be king by famous French astrologer almost 500 years ago. It's Nostradamus's prophecy about an unexpected man replacing the King Charles, only a few years after his coronation. The preamble is that Queen Elizabeth II will die, circa 2022, at the age of around 96, 5 years short of her mother's term of life. Prince Charles will be 74 years old in 2022 when he takes over the throne, but the resentments held against him by a certain proportion of the British population, following his divorce from Diana, Princess of Wales, still persist. There is, a man will replace him who never expected to be king. Does that mean that Prince William, who would have expected to succeed his father, is no longer in the picture? With William not being able to take over the throne, it is predicted that Prince Harry, by process of default, becomes king in his stead. That would make him King Henry IX, aged just 38. As talk turns to King Charles III's cancer diagnosis and a potential shift in royal duties, some are wondering about the order of succession and who else is in line for the throne. And by that we mean, is Prince Harry still eligible to become king now that he's stepped down from being a senior working member of the royal family? And the answer, possibly surprisingly, is still yes, despite the Duke of Sussex having made it very clear that he's keen to distance himself from royal protocols and press intrusion, which would likely only ramp up further if he were to become king. At present, Harry is fifth in line to the throne, and this is a birthright privilege that cannot be revoked without an Act of Parliament being in place. However, there's a whole myriad of things that would need to happen in order for it to actually reach the stage that Prince Harry is first in line and set to become king, as he, of course, has an older brother, Prince William, who is the current heir to the throne, and who is expected to step up as monarch when King Charles III eventually passes. But this scenario seems difficult to happen. In the event of Prince William's death occurring before King Charles, Prince Harry would still not be the next choice for king. Instead, that honor would move on to Prince William's eldest son, Prince George. Likewise, if Prince George were unable to fulfill the duty of becoming monarch, Princess Charlotte would take the throne, and failing that, Prince Louis also stands ahead of his uncle Harry. Currently, below Prince Harry in the order of succession are his and Meghan Markle's son, Prince Archie, followed by their daughter, Princess Lilibet. Prince Harry could one day be king, but there'd need to be a lot of unfortunate and premature deaths for that to happen. And even if it did happen, there's no certainty that the present Duke of Sussex would actually want to take on the role. Okay, so this is a trickier one. If Prince William did decide to abdicate, which seems very unlikely, and Prince George was under the age of 18 at the time, then yes, technically Prince Harry or another senior royal, although next in line is technically Prince Andrew, so, who knows, would be called upon to act as regent until Prince George's time came. As for whether or not Harry, or William for that matter, would really do that, is another matter. But at this moment, Harry will become next king? It's impossible. There's been some speculation about Prince Harry temporarily stepping into his former role as a working royal in the wake of King Charles's cancer diagnosis. But apparently Prince William isn't here for it. Either way, Harry's reportedly told friends he's willing to take on some official duties to help out his dad, but a source tells media that there's no chance William would let Harry back into the fold. The source said, "Whatever has been discussed between William and the king is private, but it is absolutely and categorically clear that William would not allow Harry to return. He thought it was a bad idea at the time, and he's even more clear now." A future king. Prince William is said to rule over the royal family with a rod of iron, just like his grandfather, Prince Philip. And he's even stood firm when it comes to the heartfelt wishes of his father, King Charles. Following Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh's death in 2021, the royal family lost a no-nonsense role model who ruled over the firm with a rod of iron, and his absence has been keenly felt. Now his grandson, Prince William, has reportedly taken on his grandfather's role as the royals navigate troubled waters and is said to channel this disciplinarian approach when dealing with his younger brother, Prince Harry. Now heir to the throne, William has reportedly taken a leaf out of his grandfather's book when it comes to keeping other royals in check. In an interview they shared, "There is a sense that William has stepped into the Prince Philip role. Philip ruled the family with a rod of iron, and you saw when he died that discipline collapsed. Now William is calling the shots when it comes to family discipline." This steely side is evident in his handling of the ongoing feud with Prince Harry. Although King Charles himself is allegedly keen to see more of his young son, William has stood firm. In a revealing move, the source notes, "tells you everything you need to know about who is really in charge." The future king has had to stay strong amid a tough time for senior royals. His father, King Charles, has now resumed some duties while continuing his cancer treatment, while his wife, Princess Kate, is continuing a course of preventative chemotherapy following her own cancer diagnosis. Unlike his father, William has received great support from the public, and the future throne will belong to this man, provided no issues arise. Prince William may have taken over two of King Charles III's most important roles when he ascended to the throne in September 2022, but he is navigating the new responsibilities in a very different way. When Queen Elizabeth II died, William took on the title of Duke of Cornwall, which includes responsibility for running the $1 billion Duchy of Cornwall property empire, as well as becoming the new Prince of Wales, the most senior title in the British monarchy held outside of the King and Queen. William has been groomed for the roles of responsibility he would one day fulfill, including that of monarch, from birth, often accompanying his father for engagements and meetings in an unofficial apprenticeship. Though many may expect William to follow closely in his father's footsteps, Charles was the longest-serving Duke of Cornwall and Prince of Wales, winning praise for his stewardship of both roles. William made clear during a 2018 interview that when the time came, he would be a different man to his father. "There are so many things that I admire about my father, his work ethic, his passions, all that sort of side of things are absolutely crucial to how he's been such a successful Prince of Wales and an amazing father, William said in the documentary Prince, Son, and Heir, Charles at 70. There is no set rulebook for how the duchy is run. William is free to pursue his own interests within the scope of the duchy in collaboration with its board of trustees. For instance, Charles was particularly interested in architecture as well as organic farming during his tenure, with significant investment being made in these areas. In a 2019 interview for the documentary Prince Charles, Inside the Duchy of Cornwall, William suggested to duchy farmers that the former will become less an integral area of his work. "I'm not going to rock the boat when it's my turn," he said of running the duchy. "I'll do much the same as my father's doing, just a few tweaks here and there. I'm not so into the architecture, that's the only thing." In 2023, William launched what is hoped to be one of the defining initiatives of his tenure as Prince of Wales, his Homewards Homelessness Scheme. This project has invested both funding and expertise into identifying a scalable model to help communities support their most vulnerable members to end homelessness completely. Homewards was launched in June 2023 in 6 hub centers around Britain through the Royal Foundation of the Prince and Princess of Wales. Though Homewards was launched primarily in his capacity as Prince of Wales, William has also incorporated his mission to end homelessness through the Duchy of Cornwall. In February 2024, the Duchy announced its first housing project as part of plans to tackle homelessness in the southwest of England. The Duchy, in partnership with the Cornwall-based homelessness charity St. Petrock's, will provide 24 homes for people who are homeless, with investment helping the building process to start by 2025. As William matures into his roles as Duke of Cornwall and Prince of Wales, he continues his move away from Charles's wide-ranging approach to work, which has often been commented on, instead opting for core focuses with the potential for greater impact and change. As Prince William, the Prince of Wales, steps up to shoulder increased responsibilities amidst his father King Charles III's health concerns, the question of his future role within the Royal Commonwealth has taken on a new sense of urgency. His presence at the helm of the annual Commonwealth Day service stands as a testament to his escalating prominence, spotlighting his potential as a key figure in the Commonwealth's continuity. This critical crossroads highlights not just the personal transition of Prince William, but also the evolving fabric of the British monarchy and its Commonwealth ties. The Commonwealth is currently in a period of reflection regarding its leadership structure, particularly in light of Queen Elizabeth II's passing. A high-level group is examining the governance of the organization, focusing on the roles of the Secretariat and governors, and considering the process for selecting a successor to the monarch as head of the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth, a voluntary association of 56 independent countries, largely former British territories, is characterized by equal status among its members, with no country subordinate to another. The British monarch is recognized as the symbolic head of this association. The London-based Commonwealth Secretariat serves as the primary intergovernmental agency, supporting member governments and countries in various capacities, such as advocating for small states, promoting justice and human rights, and addressing global challenges like climate change. In the context of the Commonwealth's evolving leadership, Prince William represents a key figure. If he ascends to the throne, he would automatically become the head of the Commonwealth, should member states choose to maintain the tradition of the British monarch in this role. However, the ultimate decision rests with the Commonwealth nations. Prince William's perspective on his potential future as the head of the Commonwealth is marked by a clear respect for the autonomy of the former colonies and an understanding of the evolving nature of their relationship with the Crown. During his tour of the Caribbean, he openly supported the decisions of these nations regarding their future, highlighting the importance of the Commonwealth family in shaping a better future together. It seems that the Prince of Wales recognizes the growing Republican sentiment across the Commonwealth and the calls for change. He emphasized that the future of the Commonwealth is for the people to decide, reinforcing that it is not about dictating, but rather about serving and supporting in the best way possible. Prince William has also expressed that while the decision to appoint King Charles as the Queen's successor was made in 2018, the Commonwealth heads of government are free to choose their leader, signifying the UK's and his own respect for the self-determination of the member countries. His popularity and the relationships he fosters with the Commonwealth countries could indeed influence his succession as the Commonwealth head. Prince William needs to strike a delicate balance. Public sentiment and reactions across the Commonwealth have been diverse and telling in the wake of discussions about the future headship of the organization. A significant portion of British citizens, according to a survey, have shown a preference for Prince William to bypass his father to become the next king. This sentiment underscores his popularity and the public's perception of his modern approach to monarchy. He also has garnered praise for his dedication to pressing global issues such as the environment. Another prophecy on tarot. Another prophecy to come. A celebrity psychic, Inbal Honigman, has analyzed what 2024 has in store for the royal family, especially mentioning King Charles and Queen Camilla, based on their star signs. This prophecy said that King Charles is remorseful over family rifts and feels he could do a better job at keeping the family closer together. The king is feeling the pressure of his position, says the Critical 9 of Swords tarot card. As the king keeps on top of all his royal duties, family commitments, and charity endeavors, he can't help but feel as if he could have done a better job. Despite being outwardly confident and strong, this card tells a different story. It says that King Charles criticizes himself for his perceived inability to keep the family closer together, and he sees the rift between his sons as his own personal frustration, for which he is remorseful. The Eight of Discs card explains that the king would be focusing on practical matters in 2024 and will be looking at the crown's properties and overseas land ownership, and possibly even deciding to use some of those lands and add value to them. His private conduct is indicated in the Five of Discs card, which lets us know that he'll do his best to keep his personal life to himself. The lack of privacy and public interest in his everyday life is draining to the monarch, and he'll try to keep out of the limelight this year more than ever. Mentioning Queen Camilla, Inbal told us that Queen Camilla will take on more responsibilities in 2024, but her duties won't take her away from her personal life. We'll be seeing more of Camilla in 2024 as she takes on extra responsibilities, both in her personal life and in her royal duties. The bright and sunny Six of Discs card shows that the royal is strong and well and feels excited to look into more charities that she can support and more organizations that can use her backing. The Empress Tarot card is the perfect representation of Queen Camilla, as it is a maternal, caring, and nurturing card, which shows that her busy professional life doesn't take away from her focus and involvement in her personal life. She promises to have a happy year full of family occasions and celebrations. The regimented Three of Discs card lets us know that even the most routine of royal tasks is not a problem for the Queen Consort, and she carries out all her duties with grace.